What would happen if, one day, you heard your doctor say you only have a few months left to live? For most of us, it's an unimaginable question, a nightmare we push aside, believing it could never happen to us. But for David Miller, a 42-year-old man from Chicago, that very moment arrived on an ordinary morning. He was a typical office worker, passionate about sports, devoted to his family, and never once did the shadow of early death cross his mind. Then, after a sudden, fierce pain in his abdomen, David found himself in the hospital, awaiting results that would shatter his world. The doctor's face was grave, his words heavy. "We will do our best, but you have 6 months left." In the days that followed, despair enveloped David like a suffocating fog. He watched his 8-year-old son play, saw his wife crying quietly in the kitchen, and thought, "I will never see my boy grow up. I'm going to leave them all behind." The weight of impending loss was crushing. Yet, as darkness lingered, a single night changed everything. David woke in the silence, gazed at his reflection, exhausted, hollow-eyed, but somewhere deep inside, a spark remained. He whispered to himself, "If I only have 6 months, I'll live them as if they were 60 years. And if there's even a 1% chance, I'll take it. I will not surrender." From that moment, David's fight against death began. It was not just a battle for survival. It was a journey to reclaim his spirit, his will, and the meaning of his life. The first step was to transform his mindset. David refused to let illness dictate his story. He devoured books on positive psychology, stories of others who had overcome disease with sheer willpower. He started each day by writing down 3 things he was grateful for: his son's smile, a sunny morning, a loving hug from his wife. In the face of a merciless diagnosis, David declared, "Cancer can attack my body, but it will never steal my spirit." He nurtured hope, not as a fleeting wish, but as a conscious choice, a discipline of gratitude that gradually shifted his perspective from fear to possibility. Next came disciplined action. David followed his treatment plan with unwavering commitment. The pain was relentless. Chemotherapy left him weak, his hair fell out, nausea became a daily companion. But through it all, he kept moving. He practiced gentle yoga, focused on mindful breathing, and ate nourishing food, even when his appetite vanished. Nurses watched in awe as David, pale and frail, smiled and said, "If I can stand up today, that's reason enough to keep fighting." Each morning, he jogged slowly around the park. People stared, some with pity, some with curiosity. But in his eyes burned a fierce determination. But the true test was the agony that came in waves, threatening to overwhelm him. There were nights when pain brought him to his knees, where every breath felt like a battle. In those moments, David clung to the memory of his son's words. "Dad, I want you to teach me how to play soccer." That simple wish became his anchor. He gritted his teeth and pushed through, enduring each treatment, each sleepless night, not merely for himself, but for those he loved. 6 months passed. David did not die. A year went by. The tumor had not grown. 2 years later, his doctors were astonished. "A medical miracle," they said. "Your disease is in remission." David had defied the odds. Yet for David, victory was not just survival. It was rediscovering the purpose of life. He began to share his story at seminars, in hospitals, with support groups. He spoke honestly about the darkness, the pain, but also about the power of belief. "Willpower is not magic," he said. "But when you trust and fight, you give your body a chance to heal." His words became a beacon for others lost in their own battles. A reminder that hope can be cultivated even in the bleakest circumstances. David's journey teaches us something profound. Life can be unfair, unpredictable, even cruel. But willpower is the strongest weapon we possess. Pain may break the body, but it cannot conquer the human spirit. Every day we wake up, no matter how short or uncertain, is another chance to create a miracle. When David was given a verdict, terminal stage, he could have resigned himself to fate. But he chose to rewrite his ending. He chose to see each morning as a gift, each moment as an opportunity to love, to fight, to inspire. He learned that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to continue in spite of it. He learned that strength is built in the quiet moments, when we choose hope over despair, action over resignation. His story is a call to all of us. When faced with adversity, we can choose to be defined by it, or we can choose to rise above it. The power to transform lies within each of us, not in the absence of struggle, but in our response to it. David's life reminds us that the greatest victories are won not in grand gestures, but in everyday acts of resilience and gratitude. So, what would you do if you were told you had only months to live? Would you retreat into sorrow, or would you fight for every precious day? David Miller's answer was clear: live boldly, love fiercely, fight relentlessly. And in doing so, he proved that miracles are not reserved for the chosen few. They are created by those who refuse to give up. Let us carry his lesson with us. No matter the odds, no matter the pain, the human spirit is capable of extraordinary things. Every sunrise is a chance to defy fate, to write a new chapter, to inspire those around us. David's journey is not just a story of survival. It's a testament to the unstoppable power of hope and will. And that is a legacy worth living for. When you next face a challenge, remember David Miller. Remember his promise to himself: if I only have 6 months, I'll live them as 60 years. Let that courage ignite your own, because the end is never truly written until we decide it is.